Hello and welcome once again to the BossTips channel. This is Peter Edwards, and today we're going to be talking about, is £100,000 a life-changing amount? Now, some people actually believe that that kind of money, or even £1,000,000, is not really something that can change their lives. They say that if they were to win, say, £1,000,000 in the lottery, that money would pay off their mortgage. It would be enough for them to go on a holiday, buy the car of their dreams, and that's it. Then they would have to continue working again, doing the same job, the same 9 to 5. So basically their lives would not really change. But today we're going to look at how you can even make £100,000 a life-changing amount. It could actually change your life so that you don't have to be doing the same things over and over again. You don't have to spend all your life working that 9 to 5, a slave to the system. How is that possible, you may ask? Well, here's just one tip. For example, say if you were to win £100,000, you could use that money and invest it in 4 properties. 4 properties, you may ask? Yes. You don't have to buy one house, say, for £100,000. You could go up north where there are lots of properties still going for, say, between £60,000, £80,000 to £100,000. Now, instead of buying, obviously, just the one property with that whole amount, you could actually use that £100,000 as deposits for 4 properties. So now you actually have 4 houses worth, say, about £80,000 to £100,000. So you actually have assets worth now £400,000. And you could use those houses as buy-to-let investments. So people could be renting those houses out, and from the income that you get from those properties, that is after you've paid your mortgage and you've paid your insurance and you've paid the letting agents their fees, you could easily make £200,000 from each property. Sorry, £200 from each property. And so that is now like £800 you're getting every month from those 4 houses. And as you keep as you keep that cash flow coming in, and you could save that money, and you could then eventually probably buy a 5th house, save it as a deposit for the 5th house. You could also use those properties as in further investments, because as we know, property values increase almost every year. Sometimes they don't, of course, but generally every 10 years property values double. So if we say, we just use a conservative figure, say every year the value of those properties will go up by, say, 5 to 10%. In 2 years' time, you could easily buy another 2 properties just by refinancing those 4 properties. And you now have 6 properties, making you a monthly income of £1,200. That is obviously after all expenses. Now tell me, if you was to earn £1,200 every month as income after all expenses, is that not life-changing? Because for now which means you don't have to then work the long hours that you work. You don't have to do the overtime. And eventually, as you buy more properties, as you keep refinancing those houses, as you keep saving the money that you get as income, you could eventually have 10, 15, 20 houses. Eventually, you could replace your income. Then you don't need to work anymore. Or even if some of those houses that you buy, you don't need to make them as a buy-to-let. You could actually change them to houses of multiple occupancy. That's a HMO. And from those houses, you could make potentially £500 to £1,000 just from each house. So in that case, that way you'd actually be you could actually replace your income very quickly. And that way, your life changes. You end up having more time to do all the things you wanted to do. If you wanted to do motor racing, go painting, go traveling around the world, be a musician, or just laze around at home sometimes, That's it. That's your life. Your life changes. So basically, £100,000 can actually change your life. It just depends what you do with that money, how you use it wisely. As they say, a fool and his money are soon parted. So if you use your money wisely, think of how to invest it carefully. You could actually stretch that 100,000 and make it a lot more and change your life. That, everybody, was my boss tip for today. Hope you all enjoyed it. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor. However, I know that kind of tip could actually be of benefit to quite a lot of you.